Hey everyone, so I've been getting a lot of questions about how I've been making money selling Pokemon cards. I started about 3 to 4 months ago. Everyone started to buy back into it. I mean, it's been crazy since COVID because everyone hasn't been really going out doing Pokemon Go. All those people have been sitting at home. First of all, there's many different ways that I have to go about it. You can't just go, okay, I'm going to only sell my vintage collection from when I was a kid. One of the ways was I went through my basement, found a bunch of my old cards, and realized that most of these cards were selling for about 3 cents. You would be lucky if you could sell 35 Rattatas for $1. And just the other day, I sold a Rattata for 99 cents. Mind-blowing, right? I was really excited. I was telling my dad, like, I sold a Rattata for 99 cents. And no, if I individually sold every one of these cards on eBay and listed them, I would not end up with $2,000 because eBay takes a 9% fee, PayPal takes a 3% fee plus 30 cents per transaction. Every sale I do, it has to go in an envelope and it ends up using a 55 cents postage stamp. The card savers another 20 cents. And you're like, whoa, 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 Andy, how much money are you spending on sending out one of these cards? $1.08. $1.08. So I know it sounds like, wait. You told me just a moment ago you're making money selling Pokemon cards, and it sounds like you just lost 9 cents. I'm like, well, yeah, I did. So listing a bunch of individual cards isn't as straightforward as like making money. But if I sold 2 cards, if the guy bought 2 Rattatas from me, or a Rattata and a Pidgey, both those things go into the same envelope and go off. So now I don't have to pay an extra card saver. I don't have to pay for an extra envelope. I don't have to pay for an extra postage stamp. All I have to do is deal with is the PayPal and eBay fees, which is really nice. So the more cards I sell, the way higher percentage I end up making overall. That's why a lot of times we put them into together orders. So instead of just doing single cards, you got to look at like what cards can I combine that will increase the value to be more than just $1. So if I get 4 of a set that is like a play set, okay, so if I end up with a play set, well, this is a bad example because you usually need 4, but I don't have an extra one of these. So just to pretend this is another potion. So if you end up with a play set, you could sell this for say $2 and send it out through the same postage at $1.08 cost. I sold 4 cards. That's still almost 25 cents a card compared to 3 cents a card that we were selling for pre-COVID. There's money to be made in both modern and vintage. Vintage is kind of straightforward, like almost anything sells and it's very easy to keep track of. You buy it, you sell it. I mean, like you hold on to it. Either way, it's going to end up making you money. But with vintage, you want to know like PSA gradings. A lot of it, you almost consider sending it off to PSA to get it graded. A PSA subscription cost me $60 a year, and then every card I send to them in the mail, it costs me about $10 for them to grade it, and then it comes back to me with a grading of like 1 through 10 after about 6 months. The reason why you'd want to get your cards graded is I could take a card that, like a Charizard. This is a modern Charizard. You could get it from Detective Pikachu, came out about 2 years ago. Not that hard to find. You could get these online for about $10. I could sell this easily on eBay right now for about 8. But if I get it graded and it comes back a 9 or a 10, it ends up increasing the value exponentially. I'm talking about from 50 to 9 would be about $50. A 10 would be about $100. So spending $10 to get this $10 card graded, $20 expense, ends up netting me $100 if I know what I'm looking for. Back in 1999 to 2005, all those sets, if you grade them, you're going to end up being able to sell them for a lot more than if you sold them individually. And it's worth grading them. This is art that people want preserved, and if it's rated, they know what they're buying. So if it says a 9 on there, they know that they're getting a high quality 9 card. But if you're buying a random card that's sitting like on the table outside of its sleeve, people are going to only want to spend $1 on it or $2 because they really don't know what they're getting. Another thing with modern cards is you could get completed sets. I've been going for Detective Pikachu completed sets. So what I do is I map out every price of all the cards and find out what my cost is, how much I would want to spend per card or how much each card is worth. if I find any of those cards for under that price, I end up buying it, and I complete a set and then resell it online for about double. People like to have completed sets because it's faster, easier, and they don't have to do the randomness of the cards. And what I like about the Detective Pikachu set is it's only 24 cards or 25 cards in the Japanese with the secret rare, and 18 cards in English. Another avenue I go about to make money is I sell Japanese booster packs on eBay. I sell them for about $3 a piece, and I end up making about 25 to 50% profit per box that I buy. I go on Amazon, I go on eBay, I find the cheapest booster box that I could find in Japanese, and I order it. I wait the month for it to be shipped from Japan all the way over to America, and once it finally arrives here, I open it up and I sell a bunch of the packs individually. But I only have to sell about 75% of those packs to get my money back. They don't like to wait a month for their product to show up. They don't want to spend, say, $6 shipping on a $3 pack. But Andy can send the pack for 55 cents and get it delivered to their home super easy. The only bottleneck is me waiting for the supply to show up from Japan. The thing about booster boxes is they always go up in value. Every booster box from Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, have a safe investment with the booster box, but then you guys sit on this booster box. So you don't really want to buy up cases and cases of these booster boxes and have them lying around and hope that they go up in value real soon so that way you could resell them. Pokemon learned a hard lesson with Crimson Invasion and Steam Siege, where if they don't put a Charizard or a Pikachu or something that's desirable, but even Steam Siege and Crimson Invasion, you can only find them for like $120, $130 a box. They come out at about $85, $89 a box. A few weeks or a few months after they originally released, they dropped down to about $60, and everyone freaked out and tried to sell them off because they go, this set is a waste and worthless and I'm losing my investment. I'd rather just cut my losses now. Well, the smart investors held on to their booster boxes, waited the 2 years, and of course they went up in value because it's out of print, it's an unopened product, and it's a desirable thing. The reason why you see vintage booster boxes selling for $220,000 right now, $350,000 was the latest one I saw of first edition, was because every time someone buys one of these booster boxes and they open it, the supply of those unopened booster boxes goes down by one. Every YouTuber who goes, I'm going to open one of these boxes online, just increase the price another 100 grand because there's less of those out there and they aren't printing anymore. There are no more. There's only a certain amount. So the value of unopened product will always go up in value. It depends how long you want to wait it out, and it's all about waiting out till the end game. The thing with the open packs and single cards, there will always be more and more Charizards that will come out into the market because every time someone opens up a pack, there's another Charizard that's in the market. So the supply of Charizards in the market goes up and the supply of unopened product goes down, which, if you know anything about supply and demand and did any economics classes, you know that this is a recipe for just inflated prices like all hell. Every 3 months, Pokemon comes out with a new expansion pack. It's been going on since the beginning of time, well, 20 years ago. And every 3 months they come out with a new expansion pack, and it usually starts out around $90 a booster box. When it starts out by $90 a booster box, everyone pre-orders them and then gets them, opens them up, sells off the cards individually. They could usually end up making a little bit of money off of it. The value in a booster box when it's a new set or release, when you open it, will come back about 100, 120. If you get lucky and get the Charizard, you'll end up getting like a lot more than the booster box with your value. But right now, Vivid Voltage, the holiday set, has come out. They're still taking pre-orders, and the pre-orders have shot up to $150 a box. Pokemon, because of COVID, have been falling behind on their production, and the demand is way higher now. So scalpers have been going nuts lately, pre-ordering as much as they can, buying it, and then flipping it for double online. Here's a perfect example. This is a Elite Trainer box that came out in September. I pre-ordered this for about $69 online, and that was overpriced. These are at MSRP are about $50. You go down to Walmart or Target when normally that they would have these on the shelf stocked up $50 a piece. You won't find these anymore. They are sold out like crazy every store you go to, and they're supposed to be on the shelf, but Pokemon can't print enough of these when they came out, and they go, okay, no more printing those. We're done with Champions Path, on to the next thing, and they never came out with the right amount of supply. Anyone who pre-ordered these and got these, we're instantly flipping these for another $50 online. So instead of, they bought this for $50, resold it for $100 online, made a quick 100% return on their money. Any person who knows anything about investing goes, 100% on my return, and it wasn't even a full year? Yes, sign me up. It's kind of shitty though for the players and the kids out there that want to play this game. They're like, oh, I want this box, I want the Charizard, and they can't get this box because scalpers out there have inflated the price to double what it'd be. But the reason why that the scalpers are able to get away with this is there's a bunch of CEOs and rich assholes out there that are making six figures every year, and they're going online going, okay, my little Timmy wants a Charizard box. What's the cheapest price I can get it for? Oh, on eBay for $100? Okay, buy. Clicked buy, and it's sold. And some scalper who ran over to Walmart ended up making $50 off of little Timmy, who was like, I wanted that for Christmas. I am holding on to my Champions Path box for a good 10, 20 years. When that little Timmy who didn't get his Champions Path box because his mom and dad aren't CEOs of a rich corporation, and his parents are just working a 9-to-5 job, and they're like, sorry Timmy, I couldn't afford Champions Path, but I got you this little I got you a little pin for, because I love you. And little Timmy's like, my parents don't love me. Well, when he grows up to be 30 years old, he's going to end up having the money, and he's going to go online. Now that Timmy got all successful and is now a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar corporation, he's going to go online and buy this box, and he wants an unopened product. He's going to pay $1,000 for this thing. I'm predicting $1,000. Guaranteed Charizard in here. Of course he's going to spend $1,000 for this, but you have to wait it out for the long haul. And all the people who flip these boxes right away are going to be like, man, I'm kicking myself in the ass. If I held on to that for 10 years, I would have ended up making $1,000 instead of just $50. But I wouldn't recommend buying 1,000 of these and holding on to them. That's boring. I think this box is really cool. And if it doesn't go up to, if it ends up dropping to $50, one day when I'm older, I'll open it. I mean, I genuinely like this box. It's cool. It's shiny. Why wouldn't I want it? Quick story about booster boxes though. Here's XY Evolutions. This came out in 2016. Right away, no one cared about it. They all looked at it as like a reprint of the original set, but a cheap knockoff version of it. And Pokemon knocked it up as this is a nostalgia set, but no one cares about it, so we're selling it for super cheap. It's going to be in every single box, a few packs in all the collector's boxes. The price of these tanked to about $60 a box, a year after its release. You could find this box about $80 online pre-COVID. I'm talking February this year. There's a lot of cards in here that people have now realized that there's a lot of value in this box, where the Pikachus and the secret rares and there's 5 different Charizards in here. Well, after Logan Paul, October 9th, I'll never forget that day, he ended up shooting these prices to $250 the next morning, $300 the next morning, $350 the next day, $400, $450, $500. I couldn't believe it, how fast this box shot up in value. And it's because everyone saw the value in it all of a sudden, and started buying these out. Parents for their kids bought these out, thought it would be cool. And everyone who was selling these for $100, $150, stopped selling them. They took them off the market. So now the supply on the market tanked. No one felt right selling them because they were just watching the price go up and up and up. Well, the demand went up and up and up and up and up because no one could find them anymore. So the price has now settled. It's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks, oh shit, almost a month after the whole Logan Paul thing started. The price is kind of stabilized around $450. It's not going to drop much more anymore because now people know what the value is in these boxes. The demand's high up there. It's just going to keep increasing. I'm never going to open this box just so I have a conversation piece. There's still about $750 potential that you could pull out of this box on average, but the price of the unopened box is just going to continue to go up in price because they aren't printing any more of these boxes. People like custom made cards. I'm really good at Photoshop. I've been doing it for like 15 years just as a hobby, something fun to do. I took a bunch of classes on it. I was considering going into graphic art design, but I just really don't like doing work for other people. I kind of like doing Photoshop for myself. So I started making custom cards for myself, and they started selling on eBay. I started listing them, and every time one sells, like every couple days, I sell one or two. That's another $3, $5 in my pocket every time, and I'm just like, wow. I spent a lot of time to try to make these cards look as real as possible, so that way when I give them to friends as presents, it would end up like being a nice present. And now people are paying me to make custom cards for them, and it's really cool. It's really rewarding to make something. So by going down all these avenues, creating custom cards, selling Japanese packs in America, so that way the people don't have to pay the shipping, dealing with booster boxes, flipping them or saving them, individual cards, vintage, modern, there's money to made both ways, doing complete sets, sending cards off to PSA to increase the value of my cards, so that way I could sell them for even more money, and flipping pre-orders. These are all the ways that I've managed to make a little money on the side during this COVID. If I only just did custom made cards, I would only have a sell once here or there. If I only sold like my old Pokemon cards, I would end up running out. Like, I have to go online and find good deals on cards and then purchase them and then resell them. It's a bit of a grind, but it's more of like a passion project. Definitely more of a passion project. I'm basically unemployed, so spending my off time selling Pokemon cards at home seems like the perfect hobby to be doing during this pandemic. Thank you for listening to me rant for a little bit. I hope this gave you a little insight onto ways that you can end up making money selling Pokemon cards. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a question down below in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.